After some Frankenstein's monster action, your head should look something like this. Before you can start the actual painting process, you should even out the surface using some cream color. I used the tattoo cover from Maron. Since the cream color was a little bit too dark for my skin tone, I just used foundation and went over everything again. To set the colors, I used my Maron color set powder. Now let's dive into the painting process. First of all, I darkened the area behind my teeth using black cream color and then set it with some black eyeshadow. I repeat the same steps for every single hole of my beehive to create some depth. Once I'm finished, I clean up the edges so my yellow cream paint would be more shiny, and after the cream paint, once again I set everything with yellow eyeshadow. For a nicer transition, I blend the yellow eyeshadow onto the skin parts around the beehive. To create even more depth, I used the Paradise paint in black, so it's a water-activated paint, and I think it's just a little bit more opaque than the cream paints, but I always like to use cream paints directly on top of the latex, because otherwise the water-activated paints don't behave the same way as on usual skin. As you can see, I did the same thing using the yellow Paradise paint. Once I was done with the eyes, it was time to shape this balloon head a little bit. Therefore, I used my cream contour palette and heavily applied it everywhere. Once I was done with the contouring, it was time for some veins. So I used my red and violet Paradise paints to create some veins all over the head. To make them look a little bit more natural and a little less painted on, I went over the whole thing using white cream paint and also a little bit of foundation. So at this point, it's just about the layering. As you can see, I also shaped my teeth a little bit using different shades of eyeshadow, including gray and black for some extra depth beneath the teeth. And because we lost some of the contouring because of the vein process, I went over everything again, this time with my powder contour palette. And here you can see the result of my second head.